Hello. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I make music with natural ambience. So how I add nature sounds to my other music to make it more relaxing. It's not exactly a tutorial, but I think it's a very interesting process. So if you're interested, here it is. Alright, so now I'm starting to work on this, and this piece of music here is actually the same thing I was composing on the piano in the last video. And now I want to add rain sound effects. I could just use normal rain sounds from online, but instead I'm gonna do this. Alright, so here I have the sink, obviously, and water running out of the sink, and I have a pot in the sink so that the water sound effects sounds more like rain and a big storm. If you don't have any silverware or anything in your sink, it just kind of sounds like a sink. But if there's something in your sink, like in this case, a pot, it sounds like water is splashing and running all over the place, and it sounds like a big storm. And that's kind of the sound that I'm going for. So I finished recording, and I recorded it just right so it doesn't sound too splashy and it doesn't have too much white noise. So the piece of music is called Spring Showers. So I need something that sounds like spring. Let's see. Maybe birds? Hummingbirds. I could do hummingbirds. That's a good idea. So I'm gonna go online and find some hummingbird sounds. Okay, so now I just need to integrate it into my composition. So I've got this really long hummingbird thing here, which is like the entire length of the piece. So I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna overlap a little bit, and then cut it off around the center point here, and probably just delete that, and then split this into different sections, and fade in and fade out, so it's kind of like the hummingbird sounds are coming and going. Alright, so here I have this sound effect that I added. I'm gonna split it down the middle here. It could be even better by overlapping them. This will take a few little layers here, but let's see if this is possible. Just a little bit. Okay, let's see how that sounds. Okay, so it's kind of like waves here. So it's getting quieter and then louder and then quieter and louder. And the sound effect itself is kind of just like a background noise that kind of mixes well with the ambient hummingbird sounds. Alright, so this time I'm back in the kitchen because I want more water sound effects. Except last time I had rain sounds, so this time I want wave sounds. I'm going to be filling a basin with some water. Okay, so I'm going to record that and then just really pitch it up and see if it gets out the way I want it. Okay, so I've entered my wave sound effect here, and now I've split it here because there's the sound of the bin in the sink and then the sound of the water, so I have to only select the water sounds. Okay, I need to cut out from here, out here, and then put this together and probably shorten this just a little bit, because I want to only include water sound effects. Let's see. Okay, so here I'm going to cut this very carefully right there, and split this here, put them together. So here we go. This is what it looks like, and then I'm just going to copy and paste this whole thing and put it all over the place wherever I think it fits. What I have so far is a lot of things here to keep the water level even. So I wanted the rain sounds to stay steady until it tapers out here. But that required a lot of work because the actual water recording is only 10 seconds long. And then here I have some wind sound effects, and now I want to add some new things. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy and paste my wave sounds here, this whole thing, and find a good place to put that. Let's see. Maybe right there. Alright, let's listen to that. Okay, now I just need to lower the volume. Alright. So I had this idea that I take these that are all identical sound effects, really, and I can place them on top of each other to make this really cool texture. Here, listen to this. Alright. Okay. Maybe I'll do even more. So I'll go ahead and expand this. Like this. See how it's just layered so that these things are offset here. That's the way I want it to be. So it's this really cool texture. Okay, let's listen. Yeah, that second part is really cool. Let me add another one to the first part. Okay, that's really cool. That sounds almost like science fiction sounds. Now, I'm probably going to play around with that a little bit, but that's definitely a basic premise for what this ambient version of the music is going to sound like. Okay, so update here, I filled out most of this track. It's pretty full, as you can see, pretty messy, but it all works out. I even added some extra rain sounds down here to flesh out this rain sound, so it didn't really just sound like water in a sink, but actually sounded like rain. So I'm doing the same thing here, and I'm wondering how to expand the rain sound even more here. Okay, well that first rain sound kind of died out quickly, so why don't I just change that and then duplicate it. Okay, so now the water sound is a little longer, which is good. I just need to make sure that the water sound isn't too overpowering. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this really quick and see if it sounds better. Okay, that actually does sound better. So I'm just gonna try to add those water sound effects in near the end again. Let's see if I can. Okay, so then I'm going to cut this down so the end of the piece we only have the water sounds and not this water sounds in the sink here. Okay, so now I just need to expand this idea a little bit. I could add another one of these after this and then just change this. And then, let's see, I could add some hummingbird sound effects. I kind of had to patch up this hummingbird section in the middle and cut it up. But let's see. Why don't I just take this little snippet here and add it in here and see how that sounds. Or even better, I could have this end here and then have something louder earlier and something quieter later. There we go. That's pretty much a good solid outline here. So now I'm going to fill in this whole space and then update you as soon as that's done. Just finished this ambient track here. It was not so bad in the end, not as hard as I thought, but I did add a nice thunder sound here, which you can hear. Here, I'll play from right here. And then it quietly fades away into the end of the piece. I have some rain sounds that are recorded in the sync. I have some hummingbird sounds that I have in the middle of this piece from online. And I did like really chop these sounds up and patch them together so that they're not like too loud at any time and they flow nicely. And then I repurposed those hummingbird sounds throughout the piece. I also have some wind sounds that I got, leaves rustling in the wind, from online as well. And then I recorded some water splashing sounds in the middle here. I have some other sound effects I recorded with just my voice. Here in the middle, all of these little things here. And honestly, that's pretty much it. I just layered them all. Oh yeah, I also have this pencil scribbling on paper sound effect here, because I think that really goes well with the idea of rain outside. And kind of put them, you know, in a kind of coherent format, so it almost tells a story. It's like you're outside watching the weather. So yeah, I really hope you liked that video, and if you did, I might consider making more in the future. Thank you so much for watching.